Okay, so let's get right into it. There's this huge shift happening in AI right now, and it's changing everything. We're moving from a world of tools that just build stuff for us to a whole new era of systems that actually act for us. This is that story, the jump from build for me to act for me.
And it really all kicks off with this idea right here. You see, a new tech category, it's not real just because a founder slaps a label on it. No way. It becomes real when everyone else, the whole market, has absolutely no choice but to react. And folks, that's exactly what just happened.
So, to really get what's going on, we need a story. Let's fast forward a bit to, say, 2025. And the breakout star of that year is this hypothetical product that pretty much sums up the entire era. We're going to call it Lovable. Lovable just blew up. And why? Well, it delivered on this incredibly simple, powerful promise. You just describe what you want, an app, a website, whatever, in plain English, and then you just watch it appear. It felt like absolute magic, and of course, everybody started copying it. And this kicked off what people started calling vibe coding. It was a time when you didn't need to know all the technical jargon or syntax. All you needed to know was what you wanted to happen. The entire focus was on the outcome, and Lovable was the undisputed king. But as we all know, things never stay still for long.
Right, so the next chapter in our little story starts with an unexpected guest. A new player called OpenClaw comes onto the scene, and it just flips the whole script.
Now here's the thing. The big deal with OpenClaw wasn't that it was necessarily better. Nope. Its real power was that it acted like a truth serum for the entire industry. It forced every single company to lay their cards on the table and show what they really thought an AI agent should be doing. And what it revealed was this giant crack, this fundamental split right down the middle of the AI world. A battle between two completely different ideas about what we should expect from these systems. On one side, you've got the whole build for me world, where our friend Lovable lives. These tools are amazing at generating things, creating first drafts, giving you the output you asked for. But on the other side, that's the new frontier, act for me. These systems don't just generate, they execute. They revise their own work, they operate things for you. It's a massive, massive leap in what we expect. And you gotta understand, this isn't just about adding a new button or a cool feature. It's way bigger. It's something called a category compression. Basically, all these tools that were just builders are now getting squeezed, and they're under this immense pressure to become full-on action takers. The goalposts have completely moved for everyone. Okay, so things are getting complicated, right? You've got all these different strategies and companies making different plays. How do we actually wrap our heads around it all? Well, there's a pretty simple but really powerful framework we can use to make sense of this new act for me world. We can break down any AI agent strategy along 3 key lines. First up, execution. Simple question, where does it actually run? On your local machine or out there in the cloud? That's all about control. Second, orchestration. What's it thinking with? Just one big AI model or a whole team of them? That's about flexibility. And third, interface. How do you actually use it? Are you a hands-on builder or are you a delegator who just wants the job done? All right, now for the fun part. Let's take that framework and see what happens when we start mapping the big players onto it. This is where you see the different bets everyone's making. And boom, once you plot them out, the different strategies just pop. You've got OpenClaw, right? They're betting big on local control, giving you sovereignty for users who want to be hands-on builders. Then you look at Perplexity, completely the opposite. They're all about cloud delegation for people who just want the task finished. And then you have totally different plays for Meta, who's just focused on pure distribution, and Anthropic, who's betting the farm on safety with a very constrained approach. See? They're all playing a different game. So, this brings us right back to where we started. In this crazy new world with all these competing ideas, what on earth happens to our original hero, Lovable? And the lesson here is, honestly, it's kind of brutal. It shows you that even if you're the winner, even if you define an entire category, you can still get dragged into a massive platform war that you never even wanted to fight. The thing about AI is success just expands what your users expect. They'll always start asking, hey, why can't this just do the whole thing for me? When you take a step back from all the tech and the company strategies, you realize this whole thing, this entire shift from build to act, it all boils down to one single, incredibly human thing: And that thing is trust. It all comes down to trust. See, every single one of us is facing this big choice. Are you on team control, where you want total sovereignty and transparency? Or are you on team convenience, where you're happy to let someone else handle the complexity and manage safety for you? There's no one right answer here.
And that is why all of this is so important. Because in the future, it's not just going to be about grabbing your attention anymore. The new competition is for agent compatibility. Can my agent talk to your agent? And even more importantly, do I trust your system enough to even let that happen?
Which leaves us with one last big idea to chew on. The real battle here, it's not just about what the AI can do. The much deeper question, the one we all have to answer, is about who we are willing to let these agents become for us, on our behalf.